Hi everyone, and welcome to my third annual game collection update along with my second annual game room tour. 2 years ago I showed off my game collection as of late March 2021, and then I did the same thing a few months later, and then about a year ago I did another game collection update along with showing off my game room for the first time. And since then, some things have changed about it, both in terms of my game collection, but also some of the stuff in the game room. So this is this is another game collection update and game room tour, the 2023 edition. This year sponsored by a tripod. There's a couple of things that I'm going to be showing that I just don't want to have to hold the camera and show it at the same time, so this just made things a bit easier. But yeah, I just want to show off a couple of things here. First off, there's some background props that I've put on the shelf here just because we got the White Castle box from the White Castle. Like, this is all just stuff. This is just kind of like White Castle memorabilia. That was the box of microwave sliders that I had in the episode. And then these are the actual slider boxes and the cup and even the bag that my food came in. Just kind of a reference. Just a reference to the White Castle episode. That was a long day. Cause the closest one is like 2 hours away, so 4 hours of driving. Plus we went to this place about 30 minutes away to go film in the woods, so very fun day. The other background prop here is this car beer. So about a year ago, someone hit my dad's car on the side. So the story behind this is about a year ago, someone hit my dad's car and it knocked off the mirror, and it was just sitting in his back seat for a while. And I just asked him, "Can I have it?" And he was like, "Okay." So I just put it back here. I used it in the White Castle episode actually, so it is meant to be a reference to the White Castle episode. But yeah, it's just kind of a fun, goofy thing to have. And then over here we still have Dwayne, who's doing as good as always. But then we also have the dirty, rinkety-dinkety cone. One day in November, I was going on a hike in the woods, and I saw this cone, and I was just like, mine. I mean, yeah, that's the extent of it. It's a dirty-ass cone. And we still have the air hockey table, same as last year. Yo, in this term, like, in this area, nothing has really changed that much in the last year. So for my birthday last year, it was actually in a video on this channel, but I got a new desk. And so what I did is I moved my old one down here. I don't really think I showed it in the last game collection update, but there used to be some kind of, it actually was that brown shelf down there with all the weights on it. That used to be where the desk currently is. There was another shelf that had a bunch of board games that my sister took, and so this taller shelf was a lot shorter. And so what I did was I moved this shelf. I had to take everything off of this shelf and everything off of the weight shelf, and then move the weight shelf over and put this on top of the weight shelf. And it really sucked. It's a lot of work. I think that's gonna be the last thing, like the last time I move around furniture down here, just because it is so much work. It is so painful taking everything off the shelves. I already had to do it with the bookshelves over here. That was just a painful experience. It was, and just the thought of doing it again, I hate it so much. But I did it again, anyways. But you know, that way I just had room for my old desk, just to kind of have a desk down here, because I was getting a MacBook for school. And thus, I no longer had to edit on my laptop. That's what I used to edit on. Windows Movie Maker, beautiful. But since I got a MacBook, I didn't need to edit on the laptop anymore. And so I just moved it down here because I kind of use it for games. I got Steam on it. It can run mainly older stuff. But yeah, it's just it's just the same setup as what it used to be. But now down here, you can kind of see my camera over there. This desk chair was just down here for the longest time. Oh, also, right here, this here is the big old chunky script book for Nike's Stuff Season 3. So you can see you got the football game script, Thor script, and the Nintendo Direct script. I've started to use physical scripts, and once I'm done, I hole punch them, and I toss them in this binder. just so once the season is over, it's just gonna be this thick old binder with all the scripts, which is just something that's just like, I love that idea. And then over here we have this kind of ring light thing, I don't know, I got for Christmas. And it's actually pretty neat, you know, you can do kind of these interesting kind of lights. It's meant to be like a ring light, like you can put your phone in here and it'll just make things look better. Here, like the white settings, different types of white, but you can also do, you know, different colors, and there's a bunch of color presets. It's pretty cool. It's pretty, I don't really use it that much, but I mean, sometimes it doesn't really show that well because it's not really recording that well, but sometimes I'll just turn this on because this is the one where it just fades through all the colors. It looks pretty sick. And so yeah, that's basically it for that. And then all along this fall, we just got a bunch of posters. We have the GTA San Andreas poster, Witcher 3 map, Red Dead Redemption 2 map, Friday the 13th poster, and GTA Vice City Stories poster. I like posters, especially having game-related ones in a game room. I like that. And I think, you know, having them above the desk, that's pretty neat too. The one thing, I don't know, no, there really isn't anything wrong with it. And then we have the couch, same as always. It's more beat up this year. It looks really bad, I know. My dog likes to sit on it, and his sharp claws, and it just ruins it. I hate it. It looks all ghetto and nasty and stuff like that, but for the time being, it just has to be the way it is. Thankfully, though, I've switched out the old pillows for new pillows. I got a new bed in the fall, and the bed set that I got came with these throw pillows, and I don't really use throw pillows. So I just thought, you know, they're both gray on the back. They're different designs, but they're both gray on the back, so I just put them there with the gray facing the camera just to make it look a little nicer. And then we have this red blanket here, kind of similar sentiment, or not similar sentiment. I don't know, it's just, in some of the earlier basement episodes, I put my dark blue blankets behind the couch, just because it was generally there. I just liked having a blanket on the couch, but I also slept with that blanket, and so because of that, it was never a permanent part of the game room. This one it just sits on the back of the couch. I take it off when I want to use it, but it's just a lot nicer to have a permanent blanket to have down here to just kind of keep things nice. Then we have the coffee table, which is just, you know, same as it was last year. And then I'm going to kind of move the couch a bit. Over here we got this ditzy little thing my dad got for Christmas, but it was put down here, so I don't know, I think it's still his, but his game room, you know, you want to have some cool stuff. This can be like if I'm trying to install a game, or just waiting for something to turn on because it takes a while, or just I'm just bored, you know, I can just play this. It's pretty cool. I'm just gonna try and bounce the balls to get into some of the holes there. It's a dumb kind of distraction type thing, but I think it's just a neat, cute little thing to have in a game room. Now I'm holding the camera for this one because it is time to look at the Kermit TV setup. So first off, I just put some spare speakers down here because it just makes the audio better. It sounds really sick, and like the bass on this thing is crazy. The Mandalorian Season 3, Chapter 1 came out last Tuesday, Wednesday, and before it came out, I watched chapters 14, 15, and 16 of Season 2, and the seismic charge part in Chapter 15 had like the whole, like I could feel it. It was crazy, the bass on that thing. So yeah, it's really sick. It's really cool. I like having it. I'm gonna sit down on the coffee table for this one. Yeah. With CRT still here, the remote's still there. Take a look behind there. Ugh, all those wires. Not everything is plugged in because I just have too many stuff to have it all plugged in. But currently, I've gotten a few new consoles since then. Atari 5200 still there. Nintendo 64 had that last time. What I didn't have though was the original PlayStation. This is very yellowed, but I got it at a great price. It was like $50 for you know, the system and all the wires, a controller, a memory card, a AV to RF adapter, along with driver and Gran Turismo 2. All of that for like $50. It was like crazy. It was like, original PlayStations aren't crazy expensive, but like, that's generally the price you can get one by itself for. To get all that stuff for just that price was pretty crazy. And then all the stuff over here is still the same, Xbox 360, but it's been moved down here because I got a PS4 for Christmas. And so now that is where the Xbox 360 used to be. Yeah, it's not really that crazy changed. It's just a few new consoles, move stuff around. But now, let's kind of move on to, before we go over the game shelf, I'm going to show you guys down here, because I also have these new buckets to store all the controllers. I have three, kind of just for three separate eras, if you will. So first off, we have, these are all the Atari controllers. This is the video pad that came with Star Raiders. This is a 5200 controller. I just kind of put them in bags to keep all the wires from, getting all tangled and stuff like that. The second one is the N64 and PlayStation controllers. So here's a third-party DualShock that I got just because I wanted a DualShock. Just one with analog sticks. I don't really care that it's third-party. It's fine, And I think, the memory card's in there too. And then also a Nintendo 64 controller that I got, I think in November, because my old one started acting up. It got drift, which is kind of interesting for a Nintendo 64 controller, but it has an analog stick that is much closer to the original, and they suck. They are absolutely awful. They feel awful and stuff like that. The new controller that I got, its form factor is still the same as the Nintendo 64 analog stick, but it is a different, it feels more like a modern analog stick. It feels a lot better, a lot smoother, but it also feels natural for Nintendo 64 games, and has a really nice yellow and blue design, and it is just, it's just so much better in general. And then we have this one here, and these are the modern, or not really modern, but just wireless controllers, except for this wired 360 controller down here. But besides that, you just have 360, Switch Pro controller, PS4, DualShock, and a Wiimote and Nunchuck. And yeah, so those are just the controller bins. It makes it a lot easier for just organization and stuff like that, instead of just tossing them all on the shelves. Or I used to just have them on top of the consoles, which was okay, but it didn't look the best. So, it's nice to do that to make things simpler. And then we have the game shelf. Oh yeah, this is where the game collection part comes into play. But first off, the portable stuff. First off, this actually belongs to my dad. This is a Space Invaders handheld. Actually for the 70s no, never mind, this is 2004. I think this is like intended to be like something from back in the 70s, to where, yeah, it's just a cute, limited kind of Space Invaders handheld. It's got an LCD screen, very similar to what you'd find like a Game Boy. And then the other handhelds are pretty much the same: PSP, 2DS, Game Boy Advance, DS Lite, DSi XL, and Switch Lite. And then also I got the Zelda Game & Watch, and this thing is absolutely amazing. First off, this little cardboard holder that it came in is incredible. I love it. It's a really nice way to kind of hold it. There's even a spot where you can fit the charger cable through. Then you have the Game & Watch itself. It is such a gorgeous thing. It's amazing quality. Obviously, it's got Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 and Link's Awakening, along with a Game & Watch game and a timer. So all that is really cool. And also, it's got a clock. And it's such a neat little thing that is not... Oh, also, the back lights up. The little Triforce lights up. This is like the coolest thing. This is probably like the coolest thing I have in my collection. And it is entirely not worth $50, the price that it originally sold for. I got mine for $40 at Vintage Stock. I went to this different Vintage Stock than I usually go to. It was huge. It was gorgeous. There was so much more stuff, and it was incredible. Like, the walls from like the ground to the ceiling were just covered in games, and it was just fascinating. For all consoles, all systems throughout all of the years, it was nuts. And behind some of their display cases, or the security cases, they had 2 Zelda Game & Watches. One of them was used for $40, the other one was new for $50. And I got the used one because I just thought, you know, if it's used, if it's still at least in a decent condition, I think that's worth $10 off. So, I buy it. Here's the box up here. I buy it, and it was sealed. The little tape marks there, I took that off myself. I think the deal was someone probably just bought it, never opened it, and then just, you know, resold it. But it was actually new condition, brand new, sold at a used price, which was amazing. Ah! Okay, I'm gonna put it up there like that now because it just kept on falling. But yeah, this is a neat little thing. It's not even worth $40. You know, they're good games, but like Zelda 1, 2, and Link's Awakening, if they were to include like Link to the Past and the Oracle games, I would definitely say it was more worth it, but it's not. It doesn't, but it's still a nice thing, but it's an absolute complete novelty instead of a necessity. But it's still cool though. I'm glad to have it. And so, yeah, now on to the games. So first off, we have the Switch collection, and I think it has pretty much doubled since the last time. The games I've gotten since then, I'm actually going to crack out the tripod for this to make it easier. Okay, so we got Friday the 13th, the game, pretty sick. Link's Awakening remake. Skyward Sword HD, amazing remaster of an amazing game. Love it. I had Lego Marvel last time, but Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Yeah, definitely exists. Lego Worlds. I don't think I've played this at all yet. No Man's Sky. Very impressive Switch port. Very fun game. Happy Mario. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Good game, especially interesting coming from someone who's not a big Pokemon fan. I think that's it. But yeah, the Switch collection, you know, it's pretty much doubled. I'm pretty proud of it. It takes up a decent amount of the shelf. It looks pretty sick. And so yeah, and especially like Switch games are expensive. So to have this many, I think Lego Worlds was the cheapest one, and it was like $20. Yeah, these games are not cheap. And so to have this kind of collection, it's pretty cool, especially for how expensive they are. And then we have my PS4 collection. This is the kind of newest set of stuff. I got, so my PS4, it was a bundle, came with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, snooze, an NBA 2K15, snooze, Spider-Man, which was awesome, played through it, loved it, and then Battlefront 2, I've only dabbled in it, but, you know, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, those are 4 okay games to get with the system. And then, in addition to that, my sister got me Last of Us Remastered. This is the PlayStation's hit version, so it has a red case, which stinks, but good game besides that. Red Dead Redemption 2, beautiful, fantastic game. And then Jedi Fallen Order. And then when I went to the vintage stock the same day that I got the Zelda Game & Watch, I got Arkham Knight. Just picked it up because I played Arkham Origins a couple days prior and loved it. So I just wanted to get the last game in the Arkham saga. And then I also got Cyberpunk 2077 and Madden 20, specifically for the football games episode and Nexus stuff. And then most recently was Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I was spending the February $5 GameStop coupon for having a account with them. Witcher 3 was like $10, and so, you know, with a coupon it costed $5, which was very sick. Except it didn't because the coupon didn't work. But, you know, $10 for Witcher 3, still a good deal. These awkward size Xbox 360 cases, I still have the same collection of those. But as for new 360 games, we got Batman Arkham Origins. I finally got it after wanting to play it since 2019. I played through it once I finished episode 50 Nike's stuff, and it was fantastic. Great game. I think that's it for this shelf. And then if we go down to this next shelf, we got Madden 07. That was also for the football games episode, costing a whopping $4. Incredible. And I think that's it for 360. And then we have, I got Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 for the original Xbox. I was wanting to play them. My Xbox 360 cannot play original Xbox games. So, fun. Then we have Wii games. I think this is still entirely the same as last time. I don't think I got anything since then. Same with the PSP, but then we have the PlayStation games. We have Driver, Final Fantasy VII, and let's try and lower this a bit more. Grand Theft Auto London, Gran Turismo 2, and Madden 2001. Yeah, a good collection of original PlayStation games, I'd say. And so yeah, I just think it's a decent start to a PlayStation collection. And then we have a couple of new Game Boy games. We got High Stakes Gambling and George Foreman's KO Boxing. I bought this one just because it's the funny indoor grill guy. And then as for new Game Boy Advance games, none except for Pokemon Fire Red and Pokemon Ruby. These are bootleg cartridges that I bought. These are bootleg cartridges that I bought off of AliExpress. They costed like $3.75, like $3.75. Because AliExpress had a deal where it's like your first item shipping is free for some sellers will be like, oh, your first item shipping is free, and then if you buy a certain amount of items you get like a certain amount of discounts. And so in total I think by themselves they were like $3.50 each. I think it's the first time you buy from, like, sellers can be like, oh, the first time you buy from me you get like a certain discount off. And so it was $4 off. And so I bought the 2 Pokemon games, and so I think in total it was about like $8. And so $4 off of that, you have about $4 right there. So for less than $4, I got 2 Pokemon games, which is pretty crazy because like the official cartridges go for so much. They're crazy expensive. The one downside was it took almost 2 months for them to arrive, which was very funny. But I mean, besides that, I got those games for so cheap, so really, and like, I didn't really play them. They're just kind of like, let's have some Pokemon games just cause, even if they're fake. So, yeah, that exists. And then this bottom shelf here. The DS collection is pretty much the same, but for the 3DS collection, there are a couple new games. I think Lego Batman 3, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Super Mario 3D Land. I bought this game back in October. I think I played through the first world. Haven't played it since. And then as for Nintendo 64, the only new game I've gotten is Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. This is another bootleg cartridge. Very fun. There's a thing with bootleg cartridges. As long as they work, that's kind of my deal. I don't really want to spend a lot of money on games that I'm not really gonna play that much. To me, I just wanted a copy of Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64, just so I can play it and fiddle with it on the Nintendo 64. They're pretty expensive. I didn't have that kind of money when I bought it, and so I just bought a bootleg copy, just because. Will I get a real copy someday? Yeah, probably, but it's just kind of like, for now, just a bootleg copy for now. And then we have the Atari games. Those are the same they were, and now it kind of extends onto this shelf over here under the Atari 400 and 800. And then we also have a couple of disc-only games. We got Madden 09 on Wii, Link's Crossbow Training, had that last time, Portal 2, and a Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. And then we have all of my loose DS cartridges, just kind of in this bag here. They used to just kind of lay out along the bottom shelf, but that just kind of made pulling out Atari games a pain, so I just kind of moved them a bit. Then we have, I think this is a box that some of my umbrella light bulbs came in. This is a box for kind of a weird Switch accessory. It's like a storage stand, that's what it calls it. And so that's just the box for it. You'll see it in a second. And then we have the LEGO Dimensions Portal base, along with the vehicle tag and the character tags in the back. It's the same as all it was. Then we have this rock here. This rock somehow ended up in my pants when I fell into the river during the filming of Inevitable. And then we have a mini kit from LEGO Star Wars that was built. I couldn't find another one of these dark gray kind of clip pieces, so I just put this one on here just for now, just until I can get a new one. It's just like, ugh, it's so annoying. It's not perfect, but it's okay. That's fine. And then we have the same plug and plays as last time, a Leapster Explorer, old Game Boy, Advanced Shell, Just some Lego stuff, the Xbox Cup. Here's that Switch accessory. It's such a weird thing. And then towards the bottom, you got a Wii wheel along with the Al Capone's Pepto-Bismol kind of case, and then a Switch case along with just some random junk down there. That doesn't really matter. And then down here, in that blue lidded container, is my box of wires. Just all the chargers and power adapters and whatever other wire crap I have is there. And then hanging on the light is the suit. I just haven't taken it upstairs since I filmed the Nintendo Direct episode of Nike's stuff. But yeah, now it is time to show what is inside the cabinet. Okay, and so here is the cabinet of just other stuff. First off, on the left here, we just have various books and stuff like that from videos. We got the beat-up copy of LEGO Marvel Superheroes on DS, the Captain Underpants Extra Crunchy Book of Fun books. I did Mike's Extras videos on those. Those are the most popular videos on the channel at this moment. And then we have Mario Teaches Typing 2. This is a fake Wii version I made. It was gonna be used in a video, but I never got around to it. It's made with a copy of Ice Age on Wii. It's not very well made. It was just gonna be for a single one-off joke, but I never ended up using it. I might use it sometime, but then we got a Ninjago book, the do-it-yourself book that was from another Mike's Extras video. Then we have Sex 2 Reveal to Release. This was from the LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga episode, and funnily enough, that's a little nod to the game. This is actually a copy of Return of the King. And then lastly, it's just a Ninjago graphic book, or graphic novel back there. And those are just the random, goofy, various books and kind of stuff that we have here. This is the tape that was put over my mouth in Inevitable. This is the cover of the Doom movie on PSP from the Doom episode, Portable Doom Games. I didn't actually have it. The spine was a fake one that I had to make myself, and even the back is in another language, just because I couldn't find a picture of the actual back in English, so I just had to, do something. And then we have the certificate from Trauma just sitting back there in the frame, and then this stack of papers here are just various pieces of papers from throughout Nike's stuff. So we have the Breaking Bad one from the Thor episode, Opposite Day from the Thor episode. This is a shot list from Disillusion. This was on my last day of filming. There was just a couple more things that I had to film, and so that I just wrote them down. This is just my guide to do them. I just kind of crossed them off as I went along. Speaking of Disillusion, we have one of the scripts here. We have the Letter to Santa from the Star Wars Holiday Special video. The actual tag I put on the VHS tape. The homicide joke from the end of LEGO Batman on DS. Along with, it seems to be the whole script for LEGO Batman on DS. What happened on August 29th from the Wii Studio video. Along with the channel description joke. And then we have the Ninjago movie episode papers. I don't know which. I think that's from the Crystallized Part 1 episode. Yep, these are from Crystallized Part 1. Find Another Way. Break the Law. Funny C Word. Failed Asphera notes. Ninjago. Funny C Word. The Nintendo Direct. Proof of a September Direct from the September Direct episode from last year. And then the LegoCon 2022 wish list. And then we have, this is a rough copy of the Mario Teaches Typing cover. Same with the Doom one. Same with that. And that too. We have LDC. I don't know what those are. And then we have some more scripts of Disillusion. Whew. That was a lot. There's a lot of papers. I just kind of toss these in here as I finish filming when I'm cleaning. It's just kind of a archive stack of stuff from these episodes. So yeah, this top shelf is more so stuff from episodes, as the bottom shelves are more of just random miscellaneous stuff. We're going handheld for these shelves. Sorry if it's a little shaky, but the tripod can't get that low. On the right here we have all the Atari manuals. Then we have cotton swabs for cleaning cartridges. Then we have the amiibo cards that I made about a year ago, just for Breath of the Wild. They got the NFC stickers on the back of them. How fun! And then we have just a couple of, here we have the Zelda Game & Watch instructions, Lego Star Wars 2 Game Boy Advance instructions, and Pac-Man Game Boy Advance instructions, along with a Game Boy instruction booklet. Then we have just a stack of Pokemon cards. I think these used to belong to one of my sister's friends, and then they gave them to her, and then she gave them to me. And you know, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, but the art on these cards is super nice. I love looking at the art. I can't really show some of them with just one hand, but the art is absolutely gorgeous. I think these things are cool to own just based on the art alone. I love the drawing style that a lot of these Pokemons kind of have. I just think it's pretty cool. And then we have, this is the Nintendo gift guide from last year. Very fun. We have I think this is the case that my copy of Fallout New Vegas came in. So for some reason, the copy of Fallout New Vegas that I got came in this weird dinky case. And so I switched it out for, I think, the Batman Arkham collection, because that came in a real Xbox 360 case for some reason, but it still came in it was still, like, it didn't have the actual box. It had the printed out GameStop generic box stuff, and so I switched it out for that, and I used this case for that for a little bit, except it kind of this case sucks. It's really cheap, it's really flimsy. So I just gave a normal DVD case to that Batman Arkham one, and now I just have a spare kind of case here. And then we have a Walmart gaming magazine for some reason. I don't know. This one had a poster of Lego Star Wars that I actually took out and put on that wall. I forgot to talk about that wall. There's a Lego Star Wars poster along. I can probably zoom in actually. Yeah, Lego Star Wars poster, a Polaroid of Ahsoka, our new dog, and then some Zelda keychains. So yeah, that Star Wars poster came in this magazine. And speaking of Star Wars, we have a Battlefront 2 guide. This is a really nice, kind of like full color guide. It is absolutely gorgeous. Has like pictures of all the maps and just a ton of pictures of gameplay and stuff like that. It's a really neat thing. We have the 2021 Black Friday GameStop ad and the Walmart coloring book, along with just some random pieces of paper. And then to the right of that is the puzzle that I had out during last year. I think I had it out on the side table. Eventually I just put it away because, you know, it's just kind of like, it was just kind of there. There wasn't really a purpose. If anything, pieces were just falling off of it occasionally, and so it was just kind of annoying. So I just kind of took them off. It didn't really matter that much. I took it apart. It's okay. It doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, here is the bottom shelf. We got a Nintendo 64 controller box, a Game Boy Advance charger, Pac-Man box, the case for the art book. That's a piece of an Atari box, a bunch of Atari boxes, including some more down here, and then a koozie with some kind of Nintendo. Oh yeah, this is a GameStop. I think this is a GameStop bag from around the time of the release of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And so that was a bag from that. I just kind of keep it in this koozie to keep it simple. And yeah, that's the cabinet full of just random junk. It's a you know, fine little thing, but yeah. Currently the raw file's about 40 minutes in, but we're in the final stretch of this year's game room tour and game collection updates. Okay, here is the final big section of this game room tour. This is just a shelf of a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, we have the Halo Infinite Cheetos box back there. We have the Fake Out Death kind of scent thing cover from the Crystallized Part 2 episode. Just a can of Al Capone's Pepto-Bismol. This fan from episode 50, but in reality this was given to me by friend Bo. He works at Hy-Vee, and he just saw this thing, and he knows I like Star Wars. He's just like, do you want this? And I was like, damn, that's kind of sick, sure. It just has these lights that kind of animate various segments from the show. It looks a little weird because I'm trying to record it, but let me tell you, if you see this thing in person, it actually looks really cool. Then we have, I think this is just a knife I got for Christmas. We have some little tins here. We have a Game Boy tin, a Mario Kart tin, and a PlayStation tin, which actually has PlayStation-themed playing cards in there. How fun. We got some quarters. We got some VHS tapes, the Indiana Jones trilogy, along with The Elephant Man on Betamax, and then Metropolis on Betamax 2. These are two of my favorite movies of all time, so to have them on Betamax, even though I can't watch them, it's still pretty cool. Then we have this My Arcade Mini Galaga machine. This is just a really cute little novel thing. And then we have my just kind of movies, DVDs collection. Because since the PlayStation 4 can play both DVDs and Blu-rays, I just kind of thought, okay, I'm going to take my movies and bring them down here. So yeah, I've got like Army of Darkness, Baby Driver, the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy, along with the original 4 Batman movies, some Godzilla movies, Halloween, Indiana Jones, the big special edition, the DVD box set. These I love these. Star Wars has one too. We'll get to that in a minute, but this is just a sick thing. It's kind of dusty, but yeah, love Indiana Jones. Then we just have a bunch of Lego movies. Some of them are like the official Lego movies. Then we have just there's like, I just have like some of the random garbage Batman movies that they just released over the years. And then we have the first 5 Spider-Man movies. This is the Star Wars original trilogy DVD box set. These Superman 4 movies, and then the X-Men series. I think I have I'm missing Dark Phoenix, but besides that, I think I have all the Xbox movies. And we have a couple of music CDs down here. We have this is the Witcher 3 soundtrack that came in my copy of Witcher 3, Favorite Worst Nightmare by Arctic Monkeys, and Halloween 2018 soundtrack. Then we have a Mario shampoo set, the box for the Galaga machine. And then we have the Avengers art book. This is a really neat thing. This is a book. This is a big coffee table book that has just all of this concept art from the MCU up to Age of Ultron. You know, as the MCU is, just like seeing this stuff and just like the concept art and stuff like that, I just think it's a really cool thing. As a movie guy, I just think a lot of behind the scenes stuff is really cool. So I just kind of like having that here. We got a Luigi eShop card, and then along with my box for Lego Star Wars 2 on Game Boy Advance. Almost done. And then down here we have a box with just the old pillows along with a dog toy, because sometimes they bring our new dog Ahsoka down here. She loves toys. And a trash can. And I think we are done. I've been filming for about 45 minutes. Did I mention Sorry Monopoly down there? I got some copies of Sorry Monopoly, just because this is the game room, and I like those games, and I like just having them. So, there's that. I think we're done. This was, really long, for some reason. Well, it's really long because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. It's pretty exhausting to go through. But yeah, that is the game room and game collection as of March 5th, 2023. And so yeah, I'll have another one of these up in roughly a year again, filmed next March. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's especially kind of getting tight in a few places. That shelf is filling out fast. And especially now that I recently got a job, you know, not all my money is going to be going towards games, but I'll be buying them at a more constant pace, especially with how cheap PlayStation 4 games are getting. That collection is going to grow really fast. But yeah, you know, kind of running out of space. That's kind of fun. Hoping to move out by the end of next year, get my own place, and have much more space for all this stuff. much more space. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you watched this whole chunky video, I'm gonna go take a nap and have nightmares about how long next year's game collection update's gonna be.